Donald Trump has addressed the United Nations and made some colourful claims. He criticised European countries' approach to migration.
It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you, I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
He said this about climate change.
This climate change, it's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people.
Well, I should say NASA has found that the Earth is currently warming at a rate not seen in the past 10,000 years, and the Met Office confirmed this summer was the hottest on record in the UK. Okay? In fact, all 5 of our warmest summers have taken place since the year 2000. He also repeated this contested claim.
I ended 7 wars, and in all cases they were raging with countless thousands of people being killed.
He then said this about London.
I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor, and it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that.
So a number of things happened here. He was due to speak for 15 minutes. You can't show him a red light at 15 minutes. He doesn't like the UN because apparently when he was running properties, he wanted to rebuild the building and they said no. So he's got it in for them anyway. He went on for 57 minutes. He found his tone and his tempo, and last time he did this, he was laughed at. They made the mistake of laughing in his first term. So this time he really caught their attention. And then subsequently, with the Ukrainian president, he said this about Russia.
Mr. President, do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
Where do we start? Yasmin, so your countries are going to hell. Climate change is a con job. I've ended 7 wars. London has got Sharia law. Shoot down Russia planes. Which part of it worried you the most?
I think the Europe is going to hell because he's talking about people like me, and he's also talking about the Europe that has evolved and has become the place it has become because Europeans went out and colonized our countries. Okay, never forget that history. And America was stolen from the native population, which he seems to forget. Okay, so there's all of this. But also, I said not that long ago, don't laugh at this man.
Well, they laughed last time, and this time they're not...
Don't laugh at him. He's really dangerous.
Oh, OK. Well, Brian, there's the headline in the Mirror, which just says the word deranged. Brian, you don't think he's deranged?
Of course he's not deranged. He's the President of the United States, and he speaks a lot of common sense that a lot of people up and down this country are saying on doorsteps night after night. A lot of Americans agree with him, and a lot of people around the world agree with him.
Which climate change is a con job?
I'll tell you what, but I'll tell you what I agree with. London's got a terrible mayor. I agree with that.
Well, I think we've got a great mayor.
Well, you and I can disagree over that, but we don't.
But it's not up to the President of the United States to tell us who our mayor is.
Brian, you think he's right when he says the climate change thing is a con job?
It's a bit of a con.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in... I grew up in the 1970s. I remember the summer of 76. Do you remember standpipes in the street?
You know,
when we had a drought?
Cleverer than this. You shouldn't be like mini-me Donald Trump.
Don't insult him.
I shouldn't be a conservative.
No. America has seen fires like they've never seen before. Yep. Hurricanes, tornadoes, even the Texans are saying there's something going on.
What about the claim that he's ended 7 wars?
Well, that's actually factually correct. India, Pakistan, Cambodia, Thailand, Congo, Rwanda, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Who mentions that in the media?
Who said he ended the Congo-Rwanda war? Who said? Where is the evidence?
Well, the evidence is they've signed...
Because he says
treaties. No, they've signed
treaties. They signed treaties. I think they bring them over for treaties at the White House. So part of the issue for him was when he arrived, he got on the escalator and it stopped. So this is Bear in mind, he wanted to rebuild this as a property developer and they told him no. So this is like the final insult here. So and they get on and boom. And it may have stopped because of somebody in his team behaving oddly at the top of it. We don't know. So Melania then has to walk. So he's cheesed off about that. And then when he starts to make the speech, the autocue, the teleprompter disappears. Have a look.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle, and then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
He said whoever was operating the teleprompter was in big trouble. The UN said it was actually being controlled by the White House. Fox News had this take on it.
And then they sabotage the teleprompter.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an insurrection. And what we need to do is either leave the UN or we need to bomb it. It is in New York, though, right?
Yeah,
there could be some fallout there.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe gas it?
No.
Let's not do
Don't
that.
gas it. Okay. But we need to destroy it.
So this is getting nuts now, isn't it, Yasmin?
It's really
this side of it,
frightening.
because he could. If you said, think of Lucy Connolly in this country. She says something on Twitter and she goes to jail. You may say fair enough. If you said bomb the UN on social media in Britain, I think you'd be arrested or at least spoken to. But now it's Brian. This isn't good, is it?
Well, the UN, of course, it's not sensible, and nobody believes that, really.
I do.
The UN building...
I do. Don't say nobody.
Nobody believes he wants it bombed.
Nobody believes.
I believe in the UN. I passionately believe in
He said nobody. Brian said nobody believes that anyone really intends to destroy the UN.
Oh, really? In America?
So the UN building in New York is a 1950s building and no doubt needs redeveloping, just as in London we're demolishing 1950s skyscrapers. It's a 1950s skyscraper, it's obviously falling apart as a building. So that's more to the point. Trump talks a lot of common sense and says things that politicians have been afraid to say for decades, Yasmin. No politician has been open about their genuine feeling. Trump says what he believes. Whether you like him or not is a matter for you. But you mustn't let your prejudice against a man get in the way
it's not
of
prejudice.
looking,
I'm open-eyed.
at the facts.
I'm open-eyed. I am one of the people he's describing as a curse in this country.
I don't know, because
he's talking about migrants. I am a migrant.
Yasmin, the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, is an Indian man. Indian family. I mean, he's not. What makes you think that he would have it in for you personally?
No, he said that Europe
is going to hell.
Is going to hell because of people like me.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to.
Don't tell me he's not talking about me, because he is.
No, he's not, Yasmin.
He is.
He's not talking about.
He is talking about people like me. Don't go into denial.
Actually, Donald Trump is not a racist at all. He has
he has absolute
large
racist.
support
Let Brian speak, and I'll come back to you.
He has large support in the black community. Amongst others in America. He's not a racist.
And to
portray him as a racist just
he always says, black people love me. That's what he says.
Yeah, but he's a racist. You listen to what he says about America. You listen to what he wants white South Africans to emigrate to America. And he doesn't want Hispanics to be in America because they're all rapists.
Okay.
He's a racist, Brian.
He doesn't want illegal immigrants to be in America.
But he wants white apartheid people.
Do you think Farage is a
Pause for a sec. Pause for a sec. Yes, you're going to pause for a second here. After the break, we will talk more about Trump and ask whether he's completely out of control, because this is supposed to be a 15-minute speech. The red light starts flashing on his lectern. He goes on for another 45 minminutes. Give us a call now. 020. First, though, is Donald Trump out of control? 020-7862-2222 is the number. I'll hold it up for you again. Not everyone takes this line, but the Mirror is hostile. They say he is now deranged after his comments about the climate, migrants, Sharia law in London. He solved 7 wars, you name it. So we should look at a bit more of Trump's backstory and the things he said. So let me just take you over here to our big wall. And let's remind yourself, this is a man who's rebuilt himself after the election defeat of 2020 into Trump Mark II. And actually, you only need to look at what he said in this term to see some impact here. There are so many different Trumps. The only thing that makes sense is for Canada to become our cherished 51st state. Remember that? And Greenland as well, by the way. Another Trump quote. Let's have a look. Oh, this is when he said Congo and Venezuela were deliberately flooding the USA with migrants. They've emptied their prisons. We're getting some very bad people, killers, murderers, drug dealers, really bad people. They're mentally ill, they're mentally insane. They emptied out insane asylums into our country, and we're getting them out. So that was the whole anti-migrant thing that resulted in people being picked up and sent to El Salvador. The problem with Trump is there are so many things. Here he is on Air Force One. This is a bit of a strange one. Have a listen.
The decision. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
What's strange about it? He's giving a press conference from inside a toilet. People said we've never seen that before. But in truth, there's so many things we haven't seen or heard before. And when we go back, we just look, there is so much what Yasmin might call inflammatory stuff. So just a few more. Here he is with the gold background. Harvard University was a target. They froze the government grants. It's a joke. Teachers hate and stupidity and should no longer receive federal funds. For decades, this is separate. Our country's been looted, pillaged, raped and plundered by other countries. And then he announces this massive list of tariffs. With Zelensky, this was an extraordinary meeting. You're gambling with World War III. You don't have the cards. There's Vance there, seen as bullying by a lot of people. There was this plane crash on day 11, and he said it was caused by diversity in air traffic control, including people who had hearing, vision problems, missing extremities, paralysis, psychiatric problems, and dwarfism, he said caused the crash. Day 1, he released the January the 6th rioters from prison. He said they served vicious sentences, and this was the one maybe that caused the most outrage. We will take over the Gaza Strip and we will do a job with it. And he then retweeted this AI film showing golden statues of Trump in Gaza and money flying from the skies. I remember when I first showed that to you, Yasmin, you were appalled.
Yeah, and I'm doubly appalled at the moment that we're now reaching this phase where he's being normalised.
Is he off his trolley? Is he off his trolley?
I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I certainly think all of us should be really scared because he is a maverick. He says what he thinks and he does what he thinks.
Why should we be afraid of politicians who say what they think?
Because you can't just say and do what you think in a civilised country.
Why can't politicians say what they think?
How different is he from Mugabe then?
Well, Mugabe was killing people and clearing the land.
Taking farms from white people, that's right.
No, yes, he was clearing people not of his tribe.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mugabe
was a racist.
Brian, that is exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He is a white supremacist.
No, he is not. He is not a white supremacist. He comes from the most cosmopolitan city in the world, New York. He is not a racist. And the more you paint him, the more you will be less able to criticise him, because if you paint him as a racist, you just write him off. He's a racist.
I'm not writing him off.
He's a Tommy Robinson figure.
Can we agree he's got very bad manners, Brian? Because he insults the UN for their escalator and their autocue. Both of them were caused by his own team.
America pays 25% of the budget of the UN.
So
I think they have a right.
They don't have the right to insult it.
I think if you pay 25% of the budget, you have a right to have a view on the UN.
Well, I hope he invites you to his next party.
Well, I hope he does.
For your
as well.
loyalty.
Well, let's see. Neely is in Vanessa. Hi, Neely.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
My God, there's quite a Trump show going on, isn't there?
I'm sorry. I'm so shocked that I am actually speechless.
What's shocked you about it the most? Is that we've gone through a batting order of different things. What's the most upsetting?
I think the most upsetting part is where Donald Trump is blindly supporting what Israel is doing to the Palestinians in Gaza. That's the worst part. But to pick up on what Yasmin's been saying, Donald Trump is off his trolley.
Off his trolley, okay. But Brian doesn't agree with this, Neely. Brian doesn't agree. Go on.
And I don't agree with your point about Israel either. America is backing its most loyal ally in the Middle East. They've been friends for the last 70 years. And Donald Trump is not the only one. There are many people in this country who also strongly support the state of Israel, of which I'm proud to be one.
Neely.
I hear your point, but so do you think it's right for a state to commit mass murder in Gaza, killing tens of thousands of innocent kids who are doing nothing wrong apart from living their life, trying to survive, trying to get food, trying to get medicine?
And do you think it's right for a terrorist organisation to murder and rape 1,300 people?
63,000.
Thank you, Neely, very much indeed. Stephen in West Yorkshire, hi.
Hi, Jeremy.
What do you want to say? Is he off his trolley?
I'll tell you what, thank God for Brian on your panel. No, he's not off his trolley, no. He's the actual leader of this Western world. He's the actual saviour of the Western world. The thing he's done is waking Europe up to spend more on defence, like he's got them doing already. He's told them at this meeting now to wake up. Yasmin was so patronising and condescending towards Brian 2 minutes ago. It was like shocking.
I'm used to it.
He doesn't mind.
I'm used to it. I don't mind.
But when Trump says your countries are going to hell, and he says I'm good at this stuff, and I know your countries are going to hell, what does he mean, Stephen?
He's trying to warn us, mate. He's trying to warn us. If you actually listen to Charlie Kirk, what he was doing, he was actually putting Trump's word out there to the younger people to try and make them wake up to see what's happening. It's not racist. Why is it racist to try to defend your culture? Why is that racist?
Now, we're seeing pictures of the banquet that we threw. Of course, that's the thing, isn't it, Yasmin? We entertained him royally.
And
Literally,
the great and the good
royally.
were all prepared to sit down with him, Yasmin. Presumably you'd have declined an invitation if you'd been sent one.
I would never go near him.
But
Well,
the great and the good,
go.
the great and the good,
Yeah,
the
some of
cabinet,
them.
the opposition.
Davy stayed away.
Well, the
Thank God.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen. Denise in Berkshire, hi.
Hi.
Who's
Well,
right
can I
on our
just
panel
say-
here?
Sorry?
Who's right on our panel?
Definitely Yasmin. Brian, your statement of why should we be afraid of what politicians say is absolute rubbish. Of course we should, because they're very powerful. They're agitators. If they can create violence, exactly what Trump's done. And the guy before has said, why can't cultures defend themselves? Well, there's lots of cultures defend themselves, including the Palestinians and including the Israelis. It's absolutely ridiculous that you think that politicians should be allowed, and he's not a politician. He's an agitator. He doesn't know what the hell he's saying.
He won an
most of the
election.
time.
He overwhelmingly won an election. He has a mandate.
So did Hitler.
Does that make him right?
Hitler
So did
Hitler never won
He
the
won it.
election.
He did win it.
Never,
He did win it.
He never won
did.
it. He had to go to coalition, if you remember your history.
He
in
didn't
1933.
win it outright.
He did
That's
fine.
He didn't win.
legitimacy.
He didn't win it
Very
outright.
well.
Sorry, Denise, go ahead.
Very well, Brian. But he's an agitator, and at the end of the day, he's not a politician, and politicians have to be careful what they say, because there is far right, there are people just out there waiting to be told to cause trouble, and he's done that before, and then he's distanced himself from the results. That guy should not be in the position he's
Well,
in.
he
He's
is.
a very,
That's
very
what
powerful
he-
man.
that's the
Millions,
one thing we
tens
can't
of
say.
millions of Americans disagree with you.
All right, thank you, Denise. After the break, more calls on this, on whether Trump is out of control. Off his trolley, 0207 862 2222. Or maybe you think, no, he's, for the first time, we're hearing a politician talking the truth. See you shortly. He made some controversial statements at the UN yesterday, including that they want to go to Sharia law in London. Now, what do you make of that, Yasmin?
Well, it shows what he... he hates Sadiq Khan. And he's hated Sadiq Khan...
He's not the only one.
Because when he last came to this country, not this visit, the balloons that went up...
Sadiq Khan gave permission for a blimp
and
shaped like a
it's just,
pig.
And he's got such thin skin. He says all kinds of awful things about others, but he can't bear to be laughed at.
But Sharia law in London, Brian, can we deal with that?
I think he's misinformed. There is a lot of talk in parts of London. You go to some parts of the East End of London, and they're completely dominated by the Muslim community. Tower Hamlets, every lamppost has got a Palestinian flag on it. But
Palestine
we're not.
isn't a Muslim cause. Palestine is a
it's
human
very
right.
much
No,
a
no,
Muslim
no.
cause. Oh, it is
no,
very much.
don't misrepresent
Sorry,
it. Do not misrepresent it.
It is very much a far left-wing
No,
cause
it's not
and a Muslim
either.
cause.
There are right-wing people in this country who are supporting Palestine.
But where's the Sharia law come into that, Brian? Are you saying that there are parts of London...
Yeah.
No, we're not introducing Sharia law in London, and nobody is seriously suggesting it.
Thank you.
Although I'm sure there's sections of the Muslim community that would like to see it. But I mean, Sharia law, does that include cutting the hands off thieves, hanging murderers?
What, are you saying that we'd approve of that?
I think some people in this country
No,
would approve of it.
Approve it.
Cutting
Bring me
the
some
hands off
evidence
thieves.
before you spout, please.
That's Sharia law.
Yeah, but who says we want it here?
Well,
I'm
nobody.
a Muslim. I have never heard anybody say we want to cut off their hands.
Oh, I suspect you should go to some
And
different
also,
mosques.
remember this, Brian, because I don't need to remind you that within Orthodox Jewry,
Yes.
there is an alternative.
I'm well aware of the best din and the religious talks in Orthodox Jewry.
Family
Okay,
law.
Only
let's not
rule
get
on
too
issues
narrow.
of-
Right.
Holly and Surrey, hello. We've been through the whole batting display from Donald Trump. So has he gone potty?
I don't think so. I think the media whips up so much vitriol against him that even when he says something good and what people like to hear, it doesn't matter. They can't separate their hate and their dislike for him. And he's saying what people in Europe feel.
OK. What about on climate change? You happy? He said basically the whole of climate change is a con job.
Listen, I understand. He says stupid things. But on other things, people just lump it together and just say, he's a horrible man. People don't take the time to actually listen.
All right, Holly, thanks. Sorry, the line's a bit flaky, but thank you so much. We'll hopefully hear you better next time. So, yep, somebody very, very famously said you've got to take him seriously, but not literally. Fliss is in Tyne and Wear. What do you think about that, Fliss?
I actually think that he knows exactly what he's doing and he's getting exactly what he wants, and that is the whole world talking about him, because he loves to be the centre of attention regardless.
Yeah, well, we're talking, there he is on parade when he came to Windsor.
He's a typical politician.
Well, but they don't do this, Brian. They don't do this thing of...
Good politicians do.
Flooding the zone, I think he calls it, where you simply put out so many stories.
He's a politician for the 21st century. He's a gift to social media. He's a politician for where we are today.
Yeah.
Do you think he's off his trolley or not?
We are in today. America is a disaster. And you say millions of people voted for him. Millions of people did not vote for him. Well, and are
you can always
disgusted
use that.
with what he's doing.
You won the popular vote. That's how elections work.
Do you know Max Hastings, who's right-wing ex-editor of the Telegraph,
Standard, yeah.
marched against inviting Trump to this country and said he is destroying America. Wake up, Brian.
I'm waking up to what he's doing day by day, and he's changing America, he's changing the Western world, and he said at the UN yesterday, wake up, Europe.
OK. Fliss, thank you. Andrew in London, is he out of control?
He's a sociopath and a racist in chief. And please, Brian, do not insult Yasmin, because this is just so wrong. If it was a Jewish person you were talking about, it'd be a totally different standard. This man has caused so much pain. The facts are there. Please stop gaslighting people who just want to live their lives.
Let Brian come back on that.
Point.
I've never insulted Yasmin in my life.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
What have you done? What's Brian said you don't agree with, Andrew? Because you're just going...
Brian was talking about Sharia law and cutting off hands. I mean, look, if we...
Well, that's what Sharia law is.
Yeah, but
that's what Sharia law is.
But this is not Sharia law in England. We've never had that here.
No, but Andrew, he's saying some people might want that.
No, nobody wants that. This is gaslighting. Why is it because the Mayor of London is a Muslim that we allow this nonsense to be spouted out? It's so insulting.
I couldn't care that the Mayor of London is a Muslim, but he is a terrible, terrible mayor. I'm not interested in what his religion is or what his race is, but I am interested in what his politics are. And his politics are terrible.
I don't think Trump is talking about...
He's a great mayor.
OK, I don't think you're at cross purposes here, aren't you? Because Trump attacks Sadiq Khan because of his view of the world. You don't like Sadiq Khan because of ULEZ and cycle lanes and all of that stuff. So it's two completely different reasons.
I could go on for 20 minutes, Jeremy, why I don't like Sadiq. But it's nothing to do with his personality. He's a decent bloke. I get on well with him socially. He's fine. I don't have a problem with him.
OK, but it's the weirdest one where Trump landed in London in 2018 and he doesn't get off the plane, and then his Twitter feed says Sadiq Khan is a stone-cold loser.
He's not the only one. His lot, the MAGA, are calling this, Melanie Phillips, the journalist, the Zionist journalist, first came up with the term Londistan. Londistan. Let me speak, please.
Londonistan.
Londonistan. And they're using it now.
Why do you call Melanie Phillips a Zionist journalist?
She calls herself a Zionist.
I'm a Zionist.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be a Zionist.
So what's wrong with that?
But you wouldn't call me a Zionist counsellor.
I would.
Well... Okay.
If that's what you are.
Thank you for your thoughts on this. We'll take some more after the break. We have so many calls coming in on Trump. Is he out of control? Let's take some more. Janice in Essex, is he off his trolley?
Oh, hi, Jeremy. Hi, panel.
Hi.
Brian, you're brilliant. You're really on it.
Thank you very much.
Can I just say that he is not off his trolley. That was the best speech of what I heard for half an hour. I sat here laughing. All the people in the auditorium, their faces, they've never heard anything like it.
No.
That's called free speech that nobody wants to hear anymore. He was like, we rolled out the kitchen sink to him, and he has done a little bit of disrespect, but he's right in everything he said. This global warming is a hoax. It's stupid.
All right.
We've got another... Could I just say one more thing,
please?
please?
Of course you can.
Right, Luton is having another one-way. Gatwick's having another one-way.
Yeah.
They're talking about Heathrow. So where's the climate change?
Well, they've gone for growth. That's the government has decided to go for growth. But that's partly why Yasmin's so cheesed off.
People don't pay coming in.
What about ending 7 wars? Are you convinced by that?
No. Oh, look, you take some of what he says as a load of rubbish. But then you've got to look at some things that he does say. Well, Biden couldn't walk up them stairs, but when he does say a lot of good things.
OK, all right, I hear you.
I don't like him on Ukraine. I don't like him on Gaza.
Where the issue is that you watch it almost like a comedy show, and I agree, there's an element where it's really funny. Yasmin doesn't laugh. She hasn't laughed at all during this whole show. She does not think it's funny, Janice.
It was because of all those people's faces. They've never been spoken to like that.
Well, Yasmin, respond. Why can't you see the joke here, Yasmin?
It's not funny, Janice.
It's not a joke. It's not funny.
I've just been asked to speak.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
He's agreeing with you.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's really perilous for the world.
Janice
and you
laughed.
know one thing that we have to remember, Canada and Australia are examples of how to avoid Trumpism from invading their political space.
Well, Britain as well.
Here, we need to be very careful.
Well, but Keir Starmer's the opposite of Trump, isn't he?
Yeah, but we've got a party coming up, which is actually very close to Trump.
Got many years till the election. Let's see. Thank you, Janice. How interesting. See it as a show. Don't necessarily believe everything. And you can enjoy it, says Janice. Lynn in Cheshire, hi. Did you enjoy this speech, Lynn?
Yeah, but not in a good way.
Right, so you're more on Yasmin's side, are you?
Definitely on Yasmin's side. And I'd like to agree with her with the Mark Carney, what she just mentioned, because I think we need Mark Carney in this country.
OK, so Carney is the new Prime Minister of Canada who took over from Trudeau, yeah. Well, he's a steady guy. I mean, Keir Starmer is in that category of being old-school politician with a suit and tie, and people are sick of it. They just don't want that person anymore.
Carney
I just
defied Trump.
Yeah. But having
Starmer
bank
sucks
managers
up
as
to Trump.
we've had a lot of bank managers as politicians.
No, you're
it
missing
hasn't
the
worked
point.
out.
It's not about suits and temperament. Carney defied Trump and won.
Well, he had no choice.
Our Prime Minister is sucking up to Trump.
I see. All right, I'm with you. Lynn, go ahead.
Sorry, it's about what you believe, and I think Mark Carney believes in standing up to Trump, and that's what we need. I did actually watch the full speech in full.
Interesting.
Yesterday, and it was just an absolute shambles.
I think you've got a bit too much time on your hands.
Oh, I think it was. Brian, it's probably one of the most
I am
historic.
retired.
Well, you're retired. Good for you for watching. It's much better than just watching the clips. And Brian, you say that this is probably, in terms of public speeches, probably the most important for 40 years.
Years ago.
Since Kennedy said, "Ich bin ein Berliner."
Years ago, politicians made long speeches. I remember when Fidel Castro used to speak for 3 or 4 hours. Leonid Brezhnev
He wasn't a politician. Yeah.
Well,
Leonid Brezhnev was brain dead for part of his tenure.
Well, yes, but when he was not brain dead, he used to make long speeches. In the 1930s, people addressed public meetings and made 45-minute-hour speeches. These days, we're with a TikTok generation. We're reduced to 30-second clips.
Well, there we
and it's unusual for anybody to speak for an hour.
OK. Right, we'll move on. For Lynn and all our callers, thank you so much. If you didn't manage to get through, Alexis will pick this up again. And